looking at now is D minor. This video will be on the harmonic version of the minor scale. D minor happens to be my favourite key, so no pressure everybody. First things first is we want to look at the key signature. Now D minor has a key signature of B flat, but we also raise the 7th note, which is C sharp. Now again, without trying to go too much into music theory, for the purposes of this video we're just going to say that D minor has a B flat and a C sharp. Obviously if you know your music theory, that you will know that one of them is the key signature and one is another that I call the added extra, but for all intents and purposes we're just going to remember it as B flat and C sharp. Now because of the nature of this scale and where these two accidentals lie, I call this the bridge scale. If you imagine that there's a little bridge built for something like ants, we're going to imagine there's water running through the middle and you don't want to go into this portion here. It's not the kind of clean water that you would really want. We're going to use this rubber here, or a razor, depending on where you're from, and we're just going to use it as a visual cue for the first octave, but we're not going to use it for the second one because really we want to be able to do this without. Now, if you've been watching my other scales videos, you will know that we tend to talk about the 3 numbers, 3, 4, 3, that are changes that you need to use to get you through your scales, at least these scales. We're going to start with your right hand on the D just above middle C. Now this may go slightly faster than some of the other scales videos that I've done, which might go into the fingers a little bit more often. I'm still going to give you as many opportunities as I can to pause the video and isolate certain parts of the scale should you need it. So for your right hand, our first change, 3 thumb. Now once you get to this point, we step onto the bridge, over the top and to your thumb on a D. So let's start that one again. 3 thumb, bridge, thumb the other side. By going over that bridge, that actually gets that 4 thumb out of the way. So you've done your 3, this bridge is your 4. But we try not to think about that 4 as much as we can because it does tend to get in the way, and then you find the next 3 change that we do goes missing and becomes a 4 as well. So we're just trying to actually get rid of it by focusing on the thumb on a D in the middle. Now as always, if you need to, pause the video and have a little go at just that first octave with a thumb on the D. From the thumb on the D, we do our next 3 change, onto your bridge, over the top and off. So we go back to the middle where we got our thumb on a D, one more 3 change, step onto your bridge, over the top and off. Again, it is a good idea to really isolate this scale into octaves. So at this point you can pause the video if you need to and just practice going from the middle to the top. So now we're going from the bottom all the way up the 2 octaves to the top with no stop this time on that D in the middle. Bridge, 3, bridge. Let's try that once more. Pause the video and have a go at just the ascending portion. Now for the descending, we've got all the way to the top. I'm going to move my bridge quickly to the bridge here because this is the first one that we're going to come across. So we're going to work our way down to that thumb on the D in the middle. We do the bridge straight away and then the 3 change. So once more, bridge, 3 change. That lands you on the D in the middle. As usual, if you need to pause it and get to that D, go ahead and do so. For now, we're just going to continue coming down from the middle. Now again, bridge straight away, 3 change. We take this back to that thumb on the D, bridge straight away, 3, change. If you need to pause it, go ahead, but now we're going to try the 2-octave descending. Bridge, 3, bridge, 3. Pause the video and try just the descending portion. Now we're going to go all the way through for right hand without stopping at the top, so we hit that top note once and come straight back. Now I would encourage you to try and take any bridges you have away, and we'll try this once more. If you manage to get all the way to the top and back, brilliant job, well done. The last thing you need to do is to work on the speed and the dynamics. Next up, we'll be doing the left hand. Now left hand, we're going to start 1 octave below the right hand as we usually do and pop the little finger on. Again, this may go slightly faster than some of the other videos have done for fingers, but pause it as many times as you need to help you. We're going to pop the bridge back in again, so between the B flat and the C sharp. Now we're still governed by that 3-4-3, but our first milestone will be to get to that D with a thumb in the middle. 3, thumb on the D in the middle. Let's try that once more. Now if you need to, pause the video and get to the thumb on the D. For now, we're just going to keep ourselves going from the thumb. We have that crazy 4 moment. 3. So from the D in the middle, 4, 3. Pause the video if you need it to go from the middle to the top, remembering that crazy 4. But for now, we are going to go from the bottom to the top, the full ascending scale. Pause the video and practice the ascending. For the descending, we've managed to get all the way to the top. You'll see that I've moved this over to here, so our bridge is in a slightly different location between the next B flat and C sharp. We're trying to hit the first milestone again of coming down to our thumb on a D in the middle. So over the bridge, change, thumb on a D. So we have our 3, thumb, thumb on a D. If you need to, pause the video and try it to the thumb in the middle. So from the thumb in the middle, we then have another bridge straight away, which we know means a 3 change. From the thumb in the middle, over the bridge, thumb, 3, thumb. That's what you want to keep thinking, 3, thumb. So now, if you haven't paused the video, we're going back to the top to do the full descending scale. 3, thumb. I'm going to take this away and try that once more. video and practice the descending. And now all the way through from the bottom to the top and back, playing the top note just once. 3, 4. Try that as many times as you need to. Go back and pause it again as many times as you need to. For now, we're going to look at the speed and the dynamics. Well done. For hands together, we're going to start with the right hand on the D just above middle C and left hand 1 octave below. Now again, if you've followed any of the other videos, you will know that we have a storyline that goes with this scale and with any scale to try and unify the hands. So you're not thinking about right hands 3, 4, 3 and left hands 3, 4, 3. It gets really confusing if you try and do it like that. So we try and come up with a story that actually contains both of them and what they're both doing. So for this, we remember right hand does his, what I call the sensible change, the 3 thumb, and left hand does his 3 change, and that will land us on thumbs together on D in the middle. So let's try that again. Right hand 3, left hand 3, thumbs together. Pause the video and have a little go at that first octave, remembering that that left hand's 3 change does coincide with the bridge. From thumbs together, we have the left hand doing his crazy 4, the wild moment. He does his crazy 4 and right hand tries to restore order by doing a 3 change, what I call the sensible change. So crazy 4, right hand says no, sensible change. Now once you've mastered that, we keep going and then the left hand just says, fine, okay, I'll do a sensible one as well. And he does his sensible 3 change, which gets us to the top. So from the middle, crazy 4, sensible 3, copy, over the bridge to the top. Pause the video and work your way from the thumbs together to the top, remembering that after the crazy 4, it's that sensible 3 that we need. That's going to allow our right hand to get to the top, and it will then allow the left hand to copy. We're going all the way from the bottom to the top. Try that once more. Pause the video and practice the ascending. Now for the descending, the story becomes reversed. So this time it's left hand being ultra sensible and right hand having the crazy moment. We start at the top, straight over that bridge, remember? And left hand, as we know, his sensible change does happen around the bridge. He does his 3 change and right hand copies. We land to thumbs together in the middle. Let's try that again. 3 change, copy, thumbs together. As usual, pause the video and try that first octave hands together. From that octave of thumbs together, right hand has his wild moment of crazy 4, which also happens around the bridge. But left hand restores order with a 3 change. And right hand copies. There is a lot to remember in this octave, I do understand. So we have thumbs together, crazy 4, sensible 3, and the copy 3. And last time. Pause the video and practice that last octave. So now we're going to do the full descending scale hands together. As with any of the other scales that you will know with me, I would encourage you to remember that on the way down, after the crazy 4, remember that sensible 3. That's what will get you home, and that's what will allow the other hand to copy. Just try that once more. Well done. Before we do the whole thing all the way through, pause the video and practice the descending. So now all the way through from the bottom to the top and back, playing the top note just once. Well done if you managed to get all the way through. If you feel happy with the fingers, what we'll do is we'll now look at the speed and the dynamics. If anything happened or you're not 100% sure if you could do that a few times in a row without maybe something going slightly wonky, go back through the video, pause it as and when you need to, and come back to this portion when you feel a little bit happier with it. But for now, we're going to look at the speed and the dynamics. One thing to remember with the bridge, if you find it easier having that visual cue, by all means keep it in. You can use these, you can even use these mini post-it notes and use those, especially when you're doing this hands separately, to remember that bridge. Sometimes you might find you remember one but not the second one. That's fine, do it as and when you need to. Again, I always will say to you, there is no right or wrong in terms of how long it takes you to get these scales. From somebody like myself who really struggled with scales in my early days with piano, I completely understand that some scales will come easily to you and other ones will take that little bit longer. That is absolutely fine. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, once you've got it, nobody's going to ask. So use these props as and when you need them for as long as you need them, and take them away and put them back in again if you find that you really need that extra help. Always isolate your scales as much as possible. That will help you to get out of trouble if you need to.